What's up, everybody? Got a new figure I want to share. Can't tell if I'm a shirt. It's the McFarlane Page Punchers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo. Look at Leonardo in all his glory. Got two head sculpts. You got one where he's kind of gritting his teeth like he's in the middle of it. You can see it there. And he's got the other and just the somber look. It's got some different hand sculpts. Even got some different feet sculpts. You know, I haven't seen that before with their feet. Got his swords. Love the artwork on the back. How cool that looks. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Always loved them. This was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I wasn't going to miss it. I tried to catch it every single time back in the 90s. Still off and on, kind of watched it. I've seen all the movies that have come out. The original movies can't be beat. I don't know if anybody's going to be watching this, but you need to go back and keep doing them. Kind of keep going. I've said in some of my other posts about these McFarlane Page Punchers, I love the DC multiverse, and I was actually going to slow down on some of my collecting after it because I knew McFarlane's kind of their time with it's done, and then they come out with the next thing, the Ninja Turtles, and that got me because I love the Ninja Turtles. I do like Leonardo. You know, he's the leader of the crew. My favorite color is blue. I've always loved that. Of course, my favorite turtle, just like most everybody's, is Michelangelo. But Leonardo's actually probably my second favorite. To me, he just has those leadership qualities. I know it's a cartoon and a comic, but he's the type of guy, I guess, really you would want to be if you was going to be serious and try to do things right. What I really like about the Page Punchers is the page. You got the comic behind it, as you can see there. I mentioned in my other videos, way back in the 90s, I collected some Marvel Legends, and a couple of them had some reprints of comic books that went with those characters. And one of those skyrocketed in price, not for the figure, but for the comic. And I believe these have been made just for, it says Page Puncher Edition. I don't know if it's a reprint because they're for the individuals. The Shredder actually says right here, it says the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villains, and it has Shredder. And then, of course, it says Leonardo. And the other one says the secret of the, something about the secret story of the foot or something like that. So the comic is based on each character. So it makes me think that this might be just for these characters. And you never know what that'll do. And even if it's a reprint for these characters, you never know. The comic alone may push it. I mentioned and even showed in the Shredder video, the figures are small here though. You can kind of see they're not really big. If this was the DC multiverse ones, they're like the characters this big. It covers up the comic book. You can see that if you look up the Shredder one that I did. These characters are way smaller, and it's they're the same price. I know inflation is driving everything up, so it's really it kind of makes you question. Collecting this stuff is pretty expensive now. But I personally think the comic is the main thing you're pushing for. I'm not going to open these. I'm going to kind of keep it. But I couldn't help it. I had to have it. Again, there's Leonardo. You can see him in all his glory there. What do you guys think about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Page Punchers? I think this is, I kind of like the design they're going with. There was an older cartoon, or not super old, but a couple of years ago that kind of had this design. I kind of like the way they look. I would love for them, which NECA kind of does the ones from now. Or the more realistic version of them. But I kind of like what they're doing here. I like McFarlane. I like what they do. What do you guys think about it? I'd love to hear. What do you think about the Ninja Turtles in general? And are you going to try to collect some of these comics? What do you think about Leonardo? Get in the comments and let me know. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great one.